Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do a sort of retro Anglo-Indian throwback to the days of the Raj. I'm going to make Mulligatawny soup. And before we start, I need to do a shout out for a PayPal donor, Neil Barry in Orpington. Don't worry about the amount, it's, not important. It's the thought that counts. Well, also a dosh. So I've had a few requests to do mulligatawny soup. One from Sneakers8B, another one from W Hood, who also wanted a bread roll. Probably not. And to Thomas Prendeville, who wants me to do my favourite soup. Now, I don't know if I've really got a favourite soup, but I expect this one will be today, at least. So if you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you get notifications. I must figure out how to do that. Mulligatawny gets its name from two Tamil words meaning pepper and water. So, you know, spicy hot water. There wasn't really a tradition of soups in India, so when the Brits arrived demanding the stuff, they had to do the best they can, and they came up with mulligatawny. Now it has so many variations that, you know, that it's almost impossible to figure out which one is right. I don't think there is one that's right. As long as it tastes great. Essentially it's got curry flavour. Quite often it's got chicken in it, but that's not actually compulsory. However, what is pretty much necessary is a really good stock as the base for your soup. So I'm going to make a chicken stock first. So I've got a chicken, and I'm just going to break it down, take the legs off. I'm not a butcher, you can tell, can't you? But it gets the job done eventually. So that's the legs. Now just make a cut down the side of the backbone to get the breast off. Okay, I'll take the wing off in a minute. So there's the carcass, and there's quite a bit of meat left on there, so that's actually what I want. I want the wings. I'm going to pop the wings in. I'll keep the breasts for another dish, and then the legs, I'm going to use the thigh meat in the stock, so I'll just cut through the joint. No, I'm going to use the thigh meat in the soup, so just pull the skin off, and that can go in the stock. Lots of flavour from that fat, lots of fat as well, but we'll defat it later. It's a bit fiddly getting the bone out of the thigh, but keep at it. Basically you just want to cut through the flesh on either side of it, and then cut up towards the top end to release it, and then kind of scrape off the rest of it. There we go, one bone in the pot. You know, obviously stock takes quite a while to make. I'm doing it the quick way. I'm in my pressure cooker, so that'll need like 45 minutes to an hour. If you can do it in a slow cooker overnight, or you can do it in a regular pot on the stove for about 3.5 hours. I'm going to top this up with water, bring it to the boil, and skim off any scum that we get. Okay, so I've got the drumsticks and breasts in there. That'll go in the fridge, and I'm just going to cut the thigh meat into little bits. It's not necessary to have a load of meat in the mulligatawny, or even any at all. You know, there are quite a lot of vegetarian versions around. Okay, I'll just pop those into a bowl, and that'll go in the fridge. And then, as always, when dealing with raw chicken, cross-contamination is a risk, so wash everything that you've been using. So you want some veggies in your stock. So I've got carrot, celery and onion, and cut them into big chunks. Alright, there's a load of scum on there, so I need to get rid of it. So that's the scum got rid of, and the reason we do that is because if you leave it in, it'll make your stock cloudy. With the onions, I usually leave the skin on because it gives it a bit of colour. But not if it's totally grotty like that. So now I'm going to pop the vegetables in. And a couple of bay leaves, about a teaspoon of whole black peppercorns, and a teaspoon or two of chopped dried parsley, and a teaspoon of salt. Now we pop the lid on and wait for it to come up to pressure. After it's been pressure cooking for 45 minutes, we depressurise it and take the lid off, and then strain it into a smaller pan through a colander. I sometimes spoon it because otherwise stuff goes everywhere. And then we put it on high heat, and we want to reduce it by about a half. In fact, I want about 1.5 litres of stock, so maybe I won't reduce it quite by half, but you know, just get down to that level. Then taste it, add salt if necessary, and then strain it again through a bit of cheesecloth. And you can see there's, you know, sort of bits of pepper and herbs that we don't want in the finished stock. So that needs to cool completely and chill in the fridge so that the fat kind of floats to the top, solidifies, so you can remove it. The stock's just about ready, so now it's time to make the soup. And the ingredients for that are a couple of onions. These are red ones because, you know, typically Indian stuff uses red onions. A carrot, a leek, and a stick of celery, and 150 grams of orange lentils. And you need some garlic. I've got 3 or 4 cloves, and some ginger puree. I usually use ginger garlic paste, but I've not been able to find any for, well, a while. Optionally, a couple of chilies. I've got a red one, a green one, 2 or 3 teaspoons of curry powder, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 or 3 teaspoons of mango chutney, and 100 ml of coconut milk. And actually I might put some tamarind paste in as well to counteract the sweetness of the chutney. We'll see. So, right, also the stock and the chicken and some coriander to garnish. Right, before we start cooking, you want all your veggies sliced and diced and prepped, basically, so you're not panicking later on. Right, I'll just mince the garlic. This is the best garlic press I've ever had, and I got it from IKEA for about 2pence. And we'll just de-seed and slice the chilies. You know, I'm not very tolerant of chili heat. Okay, so before we start, I'll just check on my chicken stock. Not that one. Right, before we start, I'll just check on my chicken stock, which actually is still a bit warm. But I can see the fat has floated to the surface, so we can defat it by just laying kitchen paper over it. And that will absorb some of the fat. Okay, and now that's usable stock. I've got some butter and some oil on low heat, and I'm just going to add the onions and cook those very slowly just to soften them for about 5 minutes. Then we'll add the carrots and leek and celery and cook them for another 5 minutes. Now we add the ginger paste and the minced garlic and cook those for a minute. Then add the curry powder and the chilies and the stock and the lentils. And we'll bring that to the boil and simmer it for 15 minutes till the veg, well, especially the carrot, till they're tender. I'm transferring it to a more sensible shaped pot so it won't spill over later on. Right, so this is all a bit cooked, and I'm just going to blend it till it's a bit smooth. Now I'll pop it back on the stove, and we'll add the chicken, the coconut milk, the lemon juice and the chutney, and then we'll just let it cook away for about another 20 minutes. Time's up, so we'll just do a final tasting to see if we need to mess about at all. It was okay, but a little bit sweet from the mango chutney, so I've put in a teaspoon of tamarind paste to give it some sourness, and it doesn't need any more salt. So yeah, cool, that's it, done. Let's do a proper taste test. Okay, it's taste test time with me. Mrs. KeefCooks is poorly again. So yeah, just little old me, sorry. Let's have some coriander, cilantro. This feels very strange, tasting food on my own. Ooh, nom nom. Bit of chicken. It's kind of smooth and creamy with the coconut milk, and then the chilli comes and gets you. It's fabulous. Bit of English naan, because we like to be authentic. This is really fabulous. I don't know why you never see it anymore, because it's grand. Really tasty. Anyway, I'm wintering. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.